2016 Toyota Camry battery replacement. Pop your hood. What you're going to need is a deep socket 10mm and a 10mm wrench. First, we're going to get this battery hold down off, and this is where your deep 10 socket comes in handy. We're going to go ahead and loosen this little pole back here. Loosen that 10mm nut, and then there's a 10mm bolt in the front. Go ahead and get this out. Alright, cool. You could lift this handle up, and we'll just kind of, there's a little pole back here. You could it's hooked on the bottom, and you could just unhook it from the bottom, like right there, and then just pull this whole thing up. Careful not to arc it on the battery terminals. And I'm gonna clean up this hold down later. It's all corroded and stuff. Toyotas get this corrosion. Almost every battery I do has it on there. Set that aside for the moment. We'll get this 10mm nut loose right here on this negative clamp. Negative always comes off first. My dad taught me that. I'm just kidding, I don't have a dad. You don't need to loosen the nut all the way. Just get it loose enough, and then you should be able to remove that terminal clamp. And then they're positive right here. I'm going to show you a trick with this corrosion in a little bit. The positive might be a little more stubborn, but same thing, just loosen the nut. You shouldn't have to take it all the way apart. Just loosen it enough and then wiggle it back and forth, and then you should be able to remove it. Slide this to the side, and then if you're fortunate enough to have a handle, you could lift this up and pull it out of the car. Most batteries do not have a handle. So if you got a corroded terminal, either negative or positive, what I do is I get some hot water. I fill a bucket up with hot water, and then I can just dip the clamp in it, and then the hot water, without burning your finger, of course, it'll just kind of melt away the corrosion. And then you can just kind of finish it off with like a little brush or something, a little wire brush. This one's from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight sells these little battery cleaners kits. I mean, it's like a wire brush, basically. I cleaned up my hold down. I got all the corrosion off that. I'm just going to hit it with some paint, some black glossy paint right here. I'll throw some links in the descriptions in the comment section, so check that out. So I got my new battery. 24 FT is the size. When you ever get your new one, make sure it matches up. You can actually switch handles over to other batteries if they have the slots for the handle. You just put it in and then just kind of put it in place like that, and then you could just have a handle on your new battery. What you do is there's a little tab on the side of these, and you just push it inwards, and then you can lift it out. So carefully we'll put this back in the car like this. Be very careful with your battery. If it has any protective covers, you could take these off. I'm gonna go ahead and put my positive clamp on, slide it over, push the clamp down as far as you can go down, and then tighten the 10mm nut. You don't need to go mega tight because you could damage the battery. If you do that, just get it snug enough to where it's not going to move or twist around, as the years go by and you're hitting bumps and stuff. Alright, so I got my positive on. Take this negative little cover off, and go ahead and just put our negative clamp on. Same procedure, just push it down as far as you can, and then just tighten that nut down. Again, don't go crazy with tightening it. Just tight enough to where it's not moving. I know, like, if you're not a DIY person, you're like, well, what does that mean? But that's the best I got for you. Alright, so we'll put this battery hold down back in place like that. Make sure this hole lines up. We'll put our 10mm bolt back in, and then we'll go ahead and get that little pole right here. Now the hook, I just hook it in. Again, don't touch your terminals with this thing because it'll spark, and then it might potentially blow up. Just put this down here, and there's a little hole down there that goes into, and then you want to tighten down the 10mm nut. When you go to tighten it down, the pole's going to want to jump out of that hole down there, so try to hold it with two hands. That's what I recommend. Sorry about the blackness right here. I have a rookie filming. Okay, so tighten this down here and here. You don't want to tighten these down a lot, because if you go super tight, you're going to warp your battery and potentially ruin it. So you just get it snug. All it needs to be is snug. You don't want it to, it'll literally bend and warp your battery if you push it down too tight. And now if you have power windows, like automatic windows, and if they're not working after you do your battery, a quick Toyota initialization process is you hold the button up, roll your window all the way up, and then hold the button up for about 5 seconds, and then roll it down. Well, this is up, hold it for 5 seconds, and then you'll roll it down and then hold it for 5 seconds. If it's still not working, then just do a couple variations of that process, and then it should be working. You might have to do each window individually. All right, guys. Well, good luck to you. I believe in you. You could do it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next video. Thanks again.
Hey, what's up guys? I want to tell you about this new soap I've been using by a new company called Quantum Soap. It's a men's soap company. They make multiple different bars of soap with their own ingredients and fragrance. They even have a dark matter bar, which is more grittier. If you're a mechanic, you have a lot of dirt and oil in your skin a lot. You can reach them at quantumsoapco.com. Free shipping on orders over $50. These soaps are made in the US with all natural ingredients by hand. No synthetic this, synthetic that. They've been great. They've hooked us up with a Guillermo Auto promo code. So if you head over to the website, type in Guillermo Auto in the checkout, you'll get 10% off. Again, these guys are on Facebook, Instagram. Check them out. Check the links below. Thanks for watching.
You're pretty good. Your style is no match for mine.